In this channel, I shall be providing you the step-by-step guides, giving you the little nitty-gritty that you need to be able to write and pass your IELTS on your very first attempt. Yes, you heard me right. Passing IELTS on your very first attempt. Hello, welcome to my channel. Have you tried already and you have not been successful? Do you urgently need to travel to pursue that degree or to register and practice as a professional registered general nurse in the United Kingdom? Or do you want to acquire that visa that will send you to New Zealand, Australia, Canada, or the United Kingdom? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then this is the channel for you to be in. In this channel, I shall be providing you the step-by-step guides, giving you the little nitty-gritty that you need to be able to write and pass your IELTS on your very first attempt. Yes, you heard me right. Passing IELTS on your very first attempt is the reason for the creation of this channel. I want you to sit down, relax, as I take you on a journey on how to be able to get all the little things that you need to make your journey with IELTS a successful one. Many people have written the exam once, some twice, some 3 times or 4 times. Others have even written up to 14 times, and they have not been successful on any of the occasions. If you are such a person, you have gotten to your bus stop. With this channel, by the grace of God, we shall show you the techniques that are involved to be able to make it work. If you are one of those people, sit down, relax, don't panic, don't let anxiety take over you. We are here to help you to make your IELTS journey a successful one. What is the IELTS exam? IELTS simply stands for the International English Language Testing System. It is one of the many English proficiency exams that are written for many people who want to pursue a career either in nursing or they want to engage in higher education, either in the United Kingdom or any of the Commonwealth English-speaking countries like we have in Canada, in the United States of America, in Australia, and the likes. So if you must study in these things, you have to show evidence of your ability to communicate effectively in the English language. That is why IELTS comes in handy. IELTS is not that monster that people talk about all the time. It has a code, and if you're able to crack that code, you understand that it is more simple than people think it is. What are the types of IELTS that are available for anyone who wants to write? There are basically 2 kinds of IELTS that you can write. We have the IELTS General and the IELTS Academic. With time, we'll be able to deal with the individual kinds of IELTS and the one you should write. But for the sake of information, we have the General IELTS. That is the kind of IELTS that you write if you want to do any general work which is not necessarily regulated by a professional body. So if you are the kind that wants to work in, let's say, a store, or you want to work in childcare, or you want to work as a carer, you can write the IELTS General. But if you want to work in a professionally regulated organization like the nursing profession, or you want to work as a doctor, or you want to work as an accountant, that requires that you register with a professional body, then the IELTS Academic is yours. If you are also a student who is striving to come and pursue further studies in any of the universities in the United Kingdom or many of the Commonwealth countries, it is required that you write the IELTS Academic exam. So you need to write the IELTS Academic and not the IELTS General. Basically, there are 4 modules of the IELTS exam that we are going to be looking at. We have the speaking test, the listening test, the reading test, and the writing test. Each of them tests you in all the 4 components of communication, namely your ability to be able to listen, your ability to speak, your ability to read and understand what you read, and your ability to write. Now let's talk about each of the 4 modules of the IELTS exam. With the speaking test, that day you are going to be face to face with someone who is your examiner, who will ask you questions. These days, they have developed the format where they use teleconferencing or video call, where you see the other person virtually, where the person does all the asking of the questions and you do all the replying. But it can also be face to face. So you have to prepare yourself for either the face to face or through video calling or teleconferencing. In any of them, you can be asked your questions. We have the second module, which is the listening test. In this test, you have the opportunity to listen to individuals communicate, and you are to fill it out in your question paper, whether you understand what they are saying in their conversations. It can be any kinds of conversation. It can be a monologue, it can be a dialogue, it can be a lecturer teaching his students, it can be the results of a survey or a research findings that is presented. Whatever it is, you just need to listen via a headset and answer questions based on what you hear. Then we have the reading model. In this model, you are going to be presented with 3 different essay passages. And these passages, you are required to use 1 hour to read and understand what the passage is talking all about. Then you will answer questions afterwards. They are not very simple, but they need you to be able to pay attention to details, be able to analyze information, and provide the right answers. We also have another model known as the writing model. In this model, you'll be presented with 2 questions, task 1 and task 2, and the questions may vary based on the kind of IELTS you are having. If you are having the IELTS general, your questions may be different with the writing with someone who is doing the academic. If you are writing the IELTS academic, you'll be given 2 tasks of questions. The first one being basically a data for you to be able to compare, analyze, and comment, or a process, or whatever analysis they are going to give you as part of your task 1. And you are supposed to use about 25 minutes to be able to answer this question. Then the task 2 mostly is an essay questions, and it can take various forms. Your duty is to take your time, relax, read the question, understand it, and approach it. And I know if you do your best, you'll be able to pass it. These are the 4 models or the 4 components of the IELTS exam. You therefore have the responsibility to approach each of these components equally, because if you passed the speaking and failed the writing, you will not get the required band score. And if you did so well in the listening and failed in the reading, you will still not be able to make the required band score, because an average of all 4 is what is used to be able to determine your overall band score. What are the various formats of IELTS exam? IELTS can be written as a paper-based exam, or it can be written as a computer-based exam. People have various reasons why they choose to write IELTS either on the computer or on paper. I shall present to you some of the advantages and the disadvantages of either choosing to write your IELTS on a paper or on a computer. If you are someone who is very fast in typing and you have very good computing skills, then I would recommend the IELTS computer-based for you, because with that you are able to type your answers very fast. You don't need to worry about bad handwriting. Then you'll be able to see your test quite clearly. You'll be able to answer your questions very fast. With the computer-based as well, you'll be able to get your exam results in about 3 to 5 days. That is very fast. But if on the other hand you decide to go with the paper-based, the advantages of that system is also that you'll be able to analyze, read, and underline all the passages and all the questions that you need, although that feature also exists with the computer-based, but it is much convenient if you are doing it with the paper. Also with the paper-based, you'll be able to get the opportunity to see the questions and make little notes in them so that you'll be able to remember. But the disadvantage of the paper-based is that you will have to contend with your handwriting. If your handwriting is good, then you are good to go. But if the reverse is true, then you need to work hard to be able to write in such a way that the examiners will be able to read and understand whatever that you are writing. Now, what is a cutoff point, or what is the band score that is required if you want to write your IELTS exam? The question with regards to the band score is not cast in stone. Your band score is basically based on what you want to do with your IELTS certificate. If your aim is to travel to the United Kingdom, there is a cutoff point if you want to register as a general nurse or you want to go to a university. The same band score may not be applicable if you want to go to New Zealand, Canada, or Australia, because every country reserves the right to be able to make modification on the band score that you will need before you can practice in their jurisdiction. For instance, in the United Kingdom, they have made few changes with regards to the band score you will need with the writing. Other countries are still fixed and they have not made such changes. The band score you will require to travel to Australia is much higher as compared to the one you need to travel to America, for instance. So based on what you want to do with your IELTS certificate, you'll be able to know what band score you need to be able to get. I shall be making a separate video to talk about the band score you will need for each of the countries that exist in the Commonwealth that make use of the IELTS exam. IELTS is marked over 40. So for you to be able to get the required band score, which is a band 7 to practice as a general nurse in the United Kingdom, you need to be able to score at least 30 out of 40 questions. The required band score of 7 to be able to practice as a nurse in the United Kingdom. So you need an overall band score of 7. So that what that means is that they are going to strike an average of all the 4 components of IELTS. So they will get an average of the listening score, the reading score, the writing, and the speaking to determine your overall band score. So whatever it is, try your best. If you are practicing, try your best and let your limit be 35. If you are scoring somewhere below 35, it means you are not prepared for the exam. You should be able to get at least 35 so that you are sure that in examination condition, you'll be able to get at least 30 to be able to make up for the required band score. What are the materials I would recommend for you to use if you are preparing for IELTS? There are so many materials out there for you to use to practice, and the recommended materials for you to use to practice for your IELTS is the Cambridge. Cambridge materials come in different editions. We have Cambridge 1 up to the latest Cambridge, which is about 18. So if you are practicing with a Cambridge that is below Cambridge 12, then you are not practicing with the right Cambridge. You should be practicing with Cambridge 13, 14, up to Cambridge 16, 17, or even 18, if the latest one is already out. That way you'll be able to get the recent trends, you'll be able to get the recent questions as to how you'll be able to prepare yourself very well to be able to write. Another material I will also recommend is IELTS 101. These documents exist in PDF format, and I shall be giving you links